It's possible to want something that you don't believe. And when you focus upon a desire and you do not believe it, then when you focus upon that desire, you don't feel good. Does that make sense to you? It would only make sense to you if you understood that when you focus upon something like a desire, that it activates a vibration within you. And anytime you activate a vibration of desire, how you really feel about it is activated too. So there is this constant vibrational feedback that is reflected to you or fed back to you through your emotions. So when you focus upon a desire and you feel exhilaration about it, you like thinking about it, you like planning about it, you like scripting about it, you like talking about it, you like planning for it, or you like just being inside the idea of it. When you have a desire that feels like that, that means you've practiced the frequency of the desire long enough that that frequency is your normal frequency relative to that subject. So that means there's no resistance within you, resistance that you feel by negative emotion, but resistance that is absent when you have positive emotion. So in the absence of resistance, that means that you are offering such a pure, clear, singular signal relative to your desire that it is ready to manifest. That's what that feeling of passion or exhilaration is. It means on the way. It means moving in the direction of. It is the appreciation of this wonderful thing that you're focused upon. There are many people who feel emotions, in fact, all do, but have no idea that the emotion that they are feeling is their vibrational feedback, letting them know about where they are on a subject. And yet it is so important because you want to and you can. You want to, we know you do. You want to and you can. We know you want to and you can. You want to train your frequency into harmony with your desire. Really, you do. Because to want and not believe not only feels awful, it will keep what you want from ever manifesting. Now, we want to help you to realize that things don't have to manifest before you can feel good. But our physical human friends don't usually like to hear that from us because they think that it is our attempt to get you to just accept the unmanifested life and deal with it. In other words, we know the lover you want is not yet in your bed, but if you will be happy anyway. And that's where we lose large segments of the population. Because they don't want to be happy without the manifestation of something that they want. And we say, really you do? And they say, really we don't. We say, really you do. You do want to be happy. And we know that because we know that everything you want, no matter what it is, a relationship, a material object, a pile of money, a situation, a circumstance, an event, every single thing you or anyone wants or has ever wanted is because you think you will feel better in the having of it. So if we can convince you that you have the ability to feel good even in the absence of the manifestation, we are very careful about those words. You can feel good in the absence of the manifestation, but you can't feel good in the absence of the vibration that matches the desire. And that really is where deliberate creation kicks in. Because if you get it that you cannot feel bad about something you want and ever manifest it, you cannot feel the absence of something wanted and attract the presence of it. But you can attract the presence of it, even in the absence of it, by not feeling bad in the absence of it. That was very clever. Did you get it? But what trips most people up is they are so accustomed to responding to the reality of what is. So if something good is happening, they have a good feeling response. But if something is missing, then they have a bad feeling response. And then they wonder why what they want won't come. And we say, you hold all of the power to your attraction. You have the ability to practice yourself into a frequency that attracts what you want. Just like you have the ability to practice yourself into a frequency that detracts what you want. Because law of attraction is matching your vibration. Now, most of you have a sort of mixed bag. Some things it's easy for you to feel good about, some things not so easy. But we want you to notice, over the next days especially, that you do spend more time than is really good for you responding to the current conditions, which means you're letting the current conditions train your vibration. And think about what that means. If what is what you focus on, and what you focus on is what you practice, and what you practice is the frequency that you offer, and what you offer is what you get back, isn't it sort of a cycle that you might want to consider breaking? I'm looking at this thing that I don't want and getting more of it, so I'm looking at it and getting more of it, so I'm looking at it and getting more of it and looking at it and getting more of it. Is there something missing in the explanation? I see this thing I do not want, and the more I look at it, the more I get of it, so I think I will look at it some more. And we say, the thing that's missing is you have forgotten that you get what you think about, you get what you feel about, you get what you practice yourself into vibrational accord with. And we know it's much easier to keep thinking a thought you've been thinking. We watch you. We have offered blocks of thought to Esther for many, many years, watching her find new words that match those blocks of thought, in order to help you from the inside out reorient yourself in this time-space reality. Because you become so accustomed to feeling the same way that you always felt when a certain condition or word or conversation is offered to you. It's just easier to keep offering the vibration that you've been offering, even if it brings back to you something that you don't want. For example, it's easy in this economic climate to think about shortage of money, even though more wealth is being made by some people at this time than in all of the history of economics. But still, it's easier for most people to focus on shortage. It's easy for most people to focus upon the decline of their physical apparatus as they worry about their physical well-being, especially as they project themselves into the future. It's much easier if you walk about, and if you were to be so bold as to say, I believe in my physical wellness. If you walked down any street in any city proclaiming your confidence in your well-being, you would be inundated with well-meaning, completely wrong people who would come forward to let you know you should not be so overly optimistic, because haven't you heard about this or this or this or this or this? The facts of manifestation would be presented to you in order to get you to be convinced in your own vulnerability. And we want you to understand that even amidst all of this pessimism, it is astonishing to us to see people frantic about a healthcare system that, from our point of view, you want never to need. It's like planning for your personal decline and everyone else's as well. So what we're wanting you to understand is that what is, even if almost everybody you know has almost the same, similar, and maybe by your standard not wanted experience, it still has nothing to do with you, except that your attention to this unwanted experience causes you to practice the frequency of it, which means it will become your experience. And then they say, see, I was right. And we say, you weren't right, you were influential. You influenced people into a vibrational pattern of thought that did not serve them. And had they been aware that the emotion that they are feeling is their indication, it's not serving me now, it's not serving me now, it's not serving me now, it's not serving me now. And if you cared more about how you feel than about being politically correct, or medically correct or statistically accurate. Esther will say, but Abraham, it's true. And we say, do you even know what those words mean? It's true. It's true. Do you know what it's true means? The phrase it's true simply means somebody gave their attention to something long enough to achieve a vibrational alignment with it, and law of attraction gave them what they were thinking about. That's what it's true means. The criteria to give your attention to something is, does this that I'm holding as my object of attention resonate with the true core of my being? In other words, does it feel good when I think about it? This thing that I'm focused upon, is it in such vibrational sync with the source within me that when I focus upon it, I'm wide open to the energy that creates worlds, allowing the cells of my body to accurately communicate with one another, bringing me thriving resonance and well-being? That's the sort of truth we would encourage you to look for. The truth, the only truth, of pure positive energy that ripples through your being when you find alignment with the source within you. That's truth. That's truth that will serve you. That's truth that will refuel you. That's truth that will rebalance you. That's truth that will give you clarity. If you could let go of what is and begin to turn your attention more and more to what you've been asking for and to who you really are, who the larger part of you has already become. In the absence of resistance, you would move vibrationally right into this vortex, right into alignment, right into fulfillment, right into allowing all things that you want to be, right into allowing the cells of your body to communicate completely with one another and with the source from which they come. If you would allow yourself to release your attention to what is and begin to focus upon this vibrational reality. So we are asking you to consider focusing yourself into a vibrational reality and therefore away from a reality. But if you can feel the validity of this vibrational reality and you can care about your alignment with it enough to try to find resonance with it, what you're going to discover is it's much easier to find vibrational alignment than you've ever thought with the things that you want. And when you do, they have to manifest. So there's two ways you can tell that you're on track with your own desire. One, things are manifesting that are pleasing to you. The other is you feel good. And what we want to suggest is that if you could just care about feeling good and not care about manifesting just for a little while, so that you're not taking score of what's manifesting and finding that it hasn't, and then leaving the vortex in your awareness that what you want hasn't manifested. If you could just go to the vortex for the feeling of the alignment of being there, it is our promise to you that you will restore yourself to your natural state of being, that you will find the resources of source within your vortex, and that your vortex, this vortex of creation, will train you into the frequency of all that you have already become. And when you catch up with you, when you come closer and closer into vibrational alignment with who you really are, that's when you feel frisky. That's when you feel exhilaration. That's when you wake up and you cannot wait to put your feet on the floor and get into your day. That's when you rendezvous with friends and everyone wants to talk at once and everyone's exhilarated about what's going on. That's when an idea occurs to you, and almost in the moment that the idea occurs, a door opens that lets you know that the universe is aligning and orchestrating and gathering cooperative components. That's when you feel your power. And friends, that's when you'll discover your true worthiness, because it is in your alignment that you find your power, and it is in your power that you are able to create, and it's in your ability to create that you understand who you really are. So we're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. Nothing is off limits. It will be a perfect gathering and unfolding. We know that because we already had the rendezvous in the vortex.